Sorry about that. Good afternoon, good people. How you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. It has been a while, I know. Anyway, um, I'm sorry, I gotta get this desk cleaned off. But anyway, it's been a couple minutes. But I want to just come in and wish everybody happy Sunday. Hope everybody is doing well. Um, hope everyone is having a blessed day. Um, So again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It has been a while, and I have a very important message for you today. I have talked about this several times before, and it's the importance of what you allow your spirit to be saturated with. Um, you know how they say, um, there's just people in this universe, in this world, that are um, the light that people look for. We all should have someone in our life that we can go to, someone that we can just sit down wholeheartedly and completely talk to. We all should have that. But there's a lot of people that don't. And I can see, the pain and suffering on some people's faces, and it's so hurtful um, to not have that. Um, Too many times, often, we have people in our life who and this is the story of my life. It's been like this for a long time since I was a little girl. Excuse my horrific mess in the background. But we have people in our life that to formality to them to say, hey, if you need me, I'm here. If you need me, come and talk. But you have this feeling like you can't. So whatever the situation may be, or it may be that you are just not really, you don't feel safe with just like letting it go and talking to people. There's so many reasons why sometimes we don't go to people and talk to them. And for me, I'm trying to break down the barriers with that because I've always been um, that beacon of light for other people. I told you guys I listen to understand. Um, I listen and I just listen to people because it's important. And you guys that watch my live about a week or so ago, and I talked about a lot of things that I experienced in my childhood. And one of the things I experienced was, whenever I was going through something and I tried to tell someone, um, no one would listen. My mother was abusive. I was going through this, or this happened to me in school. A lot of stuff, no one would listen. And I always told myself that when I got older, I would be the person. I would mature into the young lady, woman that would listen. And I, 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 it would always be the one that was just there for people and listen. And it became a habit. It became a habit so much that I became passive aggressive. Um, I became passive aggressive, and I also became um, uh, kind of a mute when it came to my own issues. There was times where, you know, I would just be in awe, be just not distraught, like horrifically distraught, but I would need someone to talk to, or just wanted to talk to someone, and um, I would go to call somebody, and I ring the person's phone, and as soon as I got on the phone with this person, it was, oh my God, let me tell you what happened. This, and this, da 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 da, da, which I think is rude too. Hello, how are you? And then we can establish whatever. But a lot of people don't do this, and this has been the story of my life. Like seriously, it happens to me all, all the time. And for a long time, I took that. because I'm like, people needed me and people didn't listen to me when I was younger. So I was like, I'm going to be the person that listens. I'm going to, be the beacon of light for people. Um, and I have to admit that it does become very exhausting. Um, and I have to be, I have to not allow people, and when I'm explaining it and when I'm talking about it, I have to not allow people to make me feel bad or to say, well, you said if you needed anything, you would be available to me and I could talk to you and this and this. Yes, I said that. But be, I really don't know how to say this because there's just some people that are really, really, really going through I there's some people that really, really, really are going through a really hard time, and that's they don't know to just to stop and listen. They don't know to say, hey, do you want to talk, or is there anything, especially when a person calls you and you know this person's history. For say, if you know this person suffers from anxiety or depression or whatever. And I'm not saying that, this person, there are some people that will only call you when they're going through something in your life. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you're really someone's friend and you really know that person, let's try to be more mindful. I never forget, I had this one friend. She's still back in DC. She's an older woman too. And me and my kids, we used to go to her house, and she was, a member of the church or whatever. And she would do it too. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to clean my screen. I don't know how my screen gets so foggy. Okay, that's a lot better. Look, I'm wearing my natural hair today too. Anyway, um, I would call her and she just, oh, well, my ex-husband this and my ex-husband that. And I'd just be like, and we'd be 30, 20, 45 minutes. And by the time she got finished talking, it was literally, okay, well, I'll see you. And I'm just like, bruh, you never even asked me how I was doing. And it becomes exhausting. So what I want to tell you guys is too, and this is we got to stop allowing people to make us feel like crap because we don't want to be saturated with their crap all the time. Because I had somebody say something to me, and that's why I brought it up in that effect of, well, you're a good listener, and you said that I could always come to you and talk to you, and this, and this. Yeah, you can, but this is what I learned too. That we as human beings sometimes we tend to um, uh, not all of us. I know for myself. I'm only speaking for myself. Sometimes we tend to take on people's mess, and we don't intentionally do it. But remember, I told you guys before, everybody that we come in contact with takes something from us. And it's not deliberately. What I mean by take something from us. And I learned this from Ricky Smiley. I don't know if you guys know who Ricky Smiley is, but I learned it from him. And he just gave the breakdown about what he meant about everybody that we come in contact with. Um, take something from us. Even it could be, it's just we're part of this whole energy vibration in the universe. So everybody that we come in contact with takes a piece of us. And it's not that they take a piece of us negatively. Some people do. There are vampires, there are people that come into your life and that will drain the crap out of you. But everybody that comes in contact with us takes a piece of us, and sometimes we have to lay low and take what they call a mental health break. And I'm bring this up because I've always been a beacon of light for a lot of people, and I still am a beacon of light for a lot of people. But I've had um, to calm that and to kind of stop that because it was doing something to my mental. It was doing something to my spirit, being saturated with other people's stuff. And like I said, I don't mind listening to a person. I don't mind, consoling someone and saying, hey, I'm here for you if you need to talk. But too much of it can be very draining, and too much of it could be risky to your health. And, I am still kind of having issues with my neighbor. And um, the one that's always texting about people's business. And let's like be real serious here. No, um, that's true. We got to be equal listeners. A lot of people can't do it though. I don't even know how to spell y'all. Um, uh, my neighbor. And this is like it's Sunday. I'm on a serious talk right now. My neighbor. Excuse me. Like I said, she every day, you guys. Every day, every single day, it's something with her. Um, I already told you guys about she's always in somebody's business. She gossips way too much. And I think that God puts places people in people's life for a reason. But for me, I have to know when, for real, like enough is enough, or I can't be bothered with that. Because I always want to be, like I said, a beacon of light or the beacon of love or whatever to a person. Yes, I'm okay. I'm wonderful. Um, she, like I said, every day she's always texting me about A, B, and C. Separate myself from that. I know how. Um, but I'm gonna keep it real, and I kept it real the last time. Um, we all have people in our life that are beneficial to us in some way, and that's not to say it negatively, because I know that human beings, a lot of people, when someone is talking about something, you take it as something negative. Because I did originally. A long time ago, someone told me, they were like, we all have people in our life that are beneficial to us some kind of way. There's a person that's beneficial to us with we can go to them and talk to them. There's a person that's beneficial to us that holds our secret. A person who's beneficial. We go in the store and we need something, we'll get a little discount. That's what I mean. I don't mean I'm never talking about using someone, lying to someone, or manipulating someone. Never is that okay, ever. Um, so like I explained to you guys before, I moved to Manassas, Virginia. And in the area that I lived in, and I was told, there wasn't really much transportation or anything like that. But I moved out here, and there's no buses, and I am not in driving mode right now. So I moved out here, and I don't get around. So she takes me everywhere. My neighbor takes me, and she calls me. She's like, "You need to go anywhere?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Are you sure? I don't mind." So she takes me everywhere, and she does not charge me, but I give her money anyway. I sneak money into her car. I just put it where she can see it, of course, but I put it like in like the little pocket that's under the dashboard. So I always put like money there, $10, $15, whatever, because I do believe in compensating somebody. Nothing out here is for free. That's just how I am, and I've come to the realization with her is that if she talks about everybody else like a dog, I know she talks about me with someone. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to ever give her the opportunity to say, "Oh yeah, I took Kim here and I was taking her there." And, she never even offered any money. This. No, no, sweetie. No one can ever get me like that. I've been on dates before where gave the person gas. They were like, "I need gas." And I'll be like, "Okay, get out the car too." And I'll beat them in the store, pay for the gas. We're having dinner. And, I'll pay for dinner. I've actually had people be mad at me because I've paid for my own meal or I've paid for dinner. They've been like highly offended by that. But that's just not how I am. I pay my own way because I've been there before too. I've given a person, and I'm working on that because it makes it harder for the next person that really wants to do something nice for me. But I've had people, a lot coming up. "Oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, and I this. And thank you. Never once did I say, you know, I did this for you, A, B, and C, because when I do something, I do it because I want to, and I do it from the heart. I'm just built like that. So that's one reason why I'm so independent, and I don't let people do stuff for me. I just, because I just don't. But that's that's why I continue to deal with my neighbor, because she's very beneficial to me. She does take me to places. This is a lot of time when I'm in her presence. I'm in prayer. I'm just like blood of Jesus, because it's getting to be very exhausting. I'm dealing with her. The delusion is uh, it's just it's too much for me. Like I said, she has her grandkids entwined in it. They chime in. And it's like, oh my God, it's so sad. And her recent shenanigans where I've actually had to cut my phone off in the morning. And I have, and see, this is the other thing. Anybody that knows me in real time, you guys know that I reach out to everybody in the morning. I send you guys, Monday blessings, Sunday blessings, good morning blessings. This is this because that's just how I am. I believe in blessing a person. I believe in speaking blessings over you guys. So I'll send that. Well, I have two people in my life, and I want to. You guys are my subscribers too. The two guys. You guys text me every morning. Hey, Kimmy, how are you doing? Have a blessed day. This is this. Faithfully, these two young men text me every morning and bless me before I get a chance. You guys send me blessings, and I appreciate that. It's you don't know how appreciative I am that you guys do that. And that's the other thing too. Before I get back to my neighbor, I had to kind of dial it back with people because I found myself reaching out to certain people every day that don't reach out to me. Now, one would say, well, you just continue to reach out to them and you shouldn't look for them to reach out to you. No, I shouldn't look for anyone to reach out to me, but friendship works both ways. And that's the other thing that I'm kind of tired of too, is that these one-sided of friendships, I can't do that. And I noticed that there were certain people that was consistently reaching out to every day, and although they were great, oh, thank you. I really, I really need, that was great. I needed that. You're so sweet. That was a blessing to me. I appreciate, your blessings. But, you guys, you can reach out too sometimes. Um, we got to get on the same page here. Stuff has to start being 100, 100. And I noticed that I was reaching out to a handful of people, y'all, a handful, at least 5 or 6 people that I was reaching out to daily. And I stopped doing it. And I'm like, these people don't even reach out to me. They don't bless me. And that shouldn't be a problem, but it is a problem because when you consider yourself and you call someone a friend, you want that same courtesy. And I talked about that too, the courtesy. And I'll say it again. I'll say it again. I say this all the time. I say this in numerous videos. I'm the type of woman, I'm about courtesy. So the same courtesy I give you for listening to you, reaching out to you, listening to you, fully listening to you, comforting you, being there. And there's times where people have called me and I might not be available because that jacked phone I got or whatever. At least I will, email you back or get back to you on Hangouts or get back to you, text you back or whatever. Say, hey, I missed your call, I missed your email, Hangouts. What is the other one? Google Duo, whatever. I'll get back to you to let you know I got you. I see you. I saw that you called me. What is it that you need? I just want that same courtesy. You feel me? And it's just not there. So this week and weekend, I've had to take what they call a mental health break, and I had to dial it back because, again, getting back to my neighbor, the text is every morning about people's business and who's parked where and who's cheating on who. I kind of blew up and I was like, I told her, I said, I don't care about other people's business. I don't, because I don't care who's cheating on who's humping who's doing this, I don't like you guys, like for real, on some real shit. I'm a very private, a very humble, and very quiet person. I don't even like people to know where I live at. I got family that don't know. People don't know where I live at. People don't know my business. So I care not to know other people's business. Gossiping is hurtful. Even if a person doesn't know that you're gossiping about them or talking about them, you're still putting that into the vibrate. You're putting that into the universe. It's vibrating um, into the universe. And I have to be honest, I hate that. SHIT, and I hate that she does that. Like you putting stuff out here on people. You talking about this person might be this doing this. You don't know that, so like shut the up with it. I said something to her. I said, you know what? I said I really don't care about other people's business. I don't care what anybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because gossiping and he said, she said, hey girl, oh, let me tell you, you can fall into that. You know what I'm saying? You can fall into and become it in a part of it without even knowing. Just like TD Jake said, when we're looking when we're on Twitter and Instagram and all this other stuff, and we see all this horrific stuff, and we retweet, and it's formality. It's human to want to retweet this. Be careful what you retweet and you repost and all that other stuff on Instagram. Because a lot of that stuff that's on social media that's being posted about people and all that other stuff, a lot of that stuff is just half of the story. And then when you repost that stuff and you retweet that stuff, excuse me, you guys, my allergies are acting up. You're part of the tribe, as TD Jake said. You're part of the tribe. You're part of the problem. Okay, when you're retweeting something, because we live in a society now where one little thing can ruin your character. It can ruin you. It can mess you up, because once a person sees that about you, they take it and run with it and they share it, and that person shares it, and it just gets all over the internet. And that might not even be true. That might not even be your business. Like that whole story with Khloe Kardashian and Jordan Woods. It was Jordan Woods was at Tristan's house, and they slept together, and she was dancing with him, and she was doing this and this, and I believe her. None of that shit happened. And now Khloe Kardashian is having to apologize to her because the media put this out there, half the story, not knowing. They take shit and run with it. Human beings, we take stuff and we run with it, and then we have to go and, if you're a decent person, apologize for it. But we have to be careful what we retweet and what we do and what we say and what we put out there. And I'm tired of my neighbor. When I tell you every morning she's sending me gossip. Oh, last night 12 a.m. This person was outside standing at a car and they were smoking a cigarette, and then they went back in the building. I ain't never seen that person no more. They probably going in there to do a drug deal. Why is you putting this shit on people? I had enough of it, and I said something to her. But you guys, I think that she's just set in her ways, and a little something might be wrong with her, because even though that I told her about herself 2 and 3 times, she still does it. Just like she has two daughters. One daughter's, I think, like in her early 30s. The other one is in her late 20s, I believe. And this is the other thing I get. Um, she'll say, her daughter's day, I'm so sorry, you guys, my allergies are kicking my ass. She'll be like, such and such, she mad. She's so mad. And I got tired of that too. I'm just thinking to myself, your damn daughter's always mad. She just like you. You guys are just, these people just angry, upset people all the time, y'all. And I can't even front. I can't be aligned with no shit like that. I dealt with that. I actually dated someone who was like that. Something was always going on. Something was always wrong. Something was always happening. And then to find out that 90% of that stuff was not going on, wasn't even happening, that people will prey on your sympathy. People will prey on the type of person you have, that the type of person you are. And I've had to dial a lot of stuff back. So she sends me this text 8 o'clock in the morning, because this is when she starts 6 7 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't want that on that gossiping, on my spirit early in the morning. And because her routine is to get up 6 something, take her daughter to work. And she comes back, gets her grandson, takes him to school a little after 8. So my fault. This was maybe a little bit, or like 11 or 12 afternoon. She sends me a message that says her daughter's name. She mad because we came in the house and her bedroom door was closed, and we left the dining room light on, and her bedroom door was closed and the dining room light was on, and we had turned it off. And they leave the dining room light on, and it was off before she can even go into, because remember I told you guys they blame everything on the maintenance people. Before she can do that whole maintenance man shit did it, I sent her a text back. I said, I don't know who that was, because it wasn't a maintenance man, because they were over here doing repairs in my home, and they didn't go into your home today. There was absolutely no response. 3 4 hours later, she sent me a okay. And then I got to think, I live in a community. There's got to be at least 200 300 people. Yes. I don't even I don't even know. I think there's at least 150 units So imagine there's one bedrooms, two bedrooms, and three bedroom townhouses like I have. So you can imagine all the people. A lot of these people work. They go out work. They have nice things in their places. Her place is nice too. So you mean to tell me that the maintenance men, out of all these people in our community, they choose your home to come into and steal your towels, your washcloths, your silverware, your Christmas lights, mess up your wreath, put a pile of trash under your couch, steal your cookie jar and your teapot for a whole year and then bring it back. Um, they took time out of their busy day or not to go into your unit, to close your daughter's bedroom door, and to turn off your dining room light. So you mean if I can tell me that they took time out of their schedules to come into your home and do something like that? Like I'm so I am exhausted from the craziness. And I'm just like, if I could get through this month, I'm good. I have somewhere to be tomorrow. I actually have to, I'm going to the courthouse tomorrow because I've been contemplating on taking someone um, to court. Um, and I'm going to do that because that's a whole nother story, y'all. I'm going to go down to the courthouse because I believe I was moved out to Virginia on some false pretenses, and it hasn't really been easy for me out here. So I'm going to go and do a little something. I have an attorney. Anyway, so exhausting for the last, I want to say, since actually all week and all weekend, I have been I've laid low. I haven't taken any phone calls unless they were business phone calls because I can't continue to allow myself to be saturated with other people's garbage. Because not garbage, issues, I'll say issues, garbage, whatever it is, gossiping, I can't allow myself to be saturated with that. Because at the end of the day, when I turn around and I'm going through something, I might need someone to talk to or whatever, I can't call these people. Can't call these people. I can't call them. I can't call them and, sit down and say, hey, I need to talk. And they'll sit down and listen to me like I listen to them. I can't do that. So I'm cutting the cords. I really am. I am. And I have to do it. I have to do it for my own mental health. I have to do it. I have to do it, to teach people that I don't deal with one sided friendships. I don't deal with that. Like either you're going to be there for me and I be there for you, or you're not, or we can't be friends because for me, it doesn't work that way. I've had enough of one sided friendships. I've had enough of one sided relationships. I cannot do it anymore. It is not fair and I cannot do it anymore. Um, I just can't do it anymore. And that's a very hurtful feeling to know that you are a beacon of light for so many people that every time someone calls me, every time someone um, FaceTimes me or contacts me on Hangout or contacts me on Google or whatever, that I always answer and I listen, you guys. I can listen like without, and I'll chime in to let a person know that I'm listening, that I'm actually there. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that, just to let the person know that I'm still there and I'm still listening. I don't get that. I'm lying. Let me take that back. I have one person who I can call and she will sit on the phone and she'll listen and we'll talk for hours. And then she'll tell me about whatever she's going through or whatever, but usually she's not going through nothing. And what she does is like usually some like celebrity stuff, but um I can't do it anymore. I'm exhausted. I have got to cut the cords. I'm dialing it back. I can't because like I said, I can't deal with one-sided friendships. I can't continue to be a beacon of light for people and allow people just to call me either when they got something going on or call me, text me to gossip or just, saturate my spirit with, like I said, their issues, their junk, their garbage, or whatever. I can't continue to do it because, like I said, when I turn around, I can't call these people. I can't call them and sit on the phone and have them listen like I listen. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it is so hurtful. I was sitting in my room the other day and I was just like, and it wasn't that I was going through anything horrific, because it shouldn't be that you're going through something horrific where you say, "Hey, friend, I need to talk. And you just can I talk to you?" It's not about anything being horrific. It can be about anything. For me, just about anything. It's draining. I'm drained. I'm sick and tired of one-sided friendships. I'm dialing it back a lot. And like I said, I do take that back, because I just said I can't name one person that I could actually call and that they'll just sit there and be like, "Oh wow, okay, okay," and just listen, listen to care, listen to learn. So I'm going to take that back. I do have one person where um I call her, and I remember calling her one day a few months ago and talking to her. We talked for like 4 hours. And 2 of those hours, she listened. And to be honest with you, I don't even think I called her. I think she called me. And she was like, "Hey, friend, what's going on? Like, I felt in my spirit, something was going on with you." Do you know how good that feels? Because I'm that type of person. I call people, I text people, "Hey, how are you doing? How's your family doing? How's the baby? I know you got a new baby. How's the baby doing? How's the grandkid doing?" I'm that type of person. Like I said, I would appreciate that courtesy. I know a lot of people. Like I said, it's at least 10 people that I reach out to every day and send blessings. Good morning blessings, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whoever blessings. I reach out to you guys. And if I don't reach out to you guys don't reach out to me. And that's fine, because I'm dialing it back and I'm making myself unavailable to a lot of you, because I'm not going to continue to deal with the one sided friendships. I'm not going to continue to sit on the phone 30 and 40 and 50 and an hour and 2 hours and listen to you and console you and comfort you. And I'm always continue to pray for you. I don't want to throw that in there, because I'm always do that. But I tell you, no, stay prayed up, keep praying, remove those people out your life. I'm not going to keep doing that, because you don't do the same for me. And it is what it is. I'm not going to allow you to make me feel bad for doing this. Because that's the other thing people do. And I think this is disgusting. I had someone do this to me recently. A couple people do this to me recently. I took a break for a couple of days where, like I said, like really all week, I haven't answered my phone. So it's been a couple people that I've talked to. Um, and I said something. I kind of, um, had put it out there, that I was going through something or whatever. I'm not going through anything horrific, just trying to get my business together, because I renewed two of my business license anyway. I kind of put it in the air, that I was kind of tired of the whole one-sided friendships or whatever. And it's amazing how people will take what you're going through, flip it, and make it about them, and try to gather a pity party, um, which is a major turnoff to me. Pity parties are a major turn off to me. I dated someone that was like that. It was always a pity party with this dude. Oh my God. It's been about 4 years. Everything, I'd be like, I could say, I could be in the hospital in ICU, and this person would be like, you know, I'm so sad you're in the hospital, fighting for your life, because, I was going through something and I really needed some, that's how I talk. I really needed somebody to talk to. Bitch, I'm sorry. Dude, I was in the hospital in ICU fighting for my life, and you're sad because I wasn't available to listen to you. People are so freaking selfish nowadays, but people only do what you allow them to do. So I'm dialing it back a lot. And another week of, if a person reach out to me, that's fine. If they don't, That's fine too. I'm not making the effort to continue to reach out to people that normally wouldn't reach out to me. That's not going to show me the same friendship and the same courtesy of checking up on me or listening. I'm just not going to do it no more. I'm not going to do it no more because I'm just like I said, it for me, it's been very draining, and it can drain you when you're a certain type of person. Stuff like that, it can drain you just listening to people's, I'm sorry, shit all the time. It's one thing when you're listening to someone and they're expressing themselves, and then you get your turn to express yourself, but then you're having to deal with what they're going through, and then what you're going through, and you're just like, your head just wants to explode. So I'm dialing back a lot. I can't do it. I can't deal with one-sided friendships. I can't freaking do it anymore. Like, that is so hurtful when you sit there and you're like, dang, who can I talk to that's going to listen? That's like really going to sit and humble themselves and like really listen. And and like I said, the person that I said that I can call and talk to, she's famous. She's really busy. She's really famous. She has her own, um, you know, production company, and I like she has her own. She's a what do you call it? A manager. She manages um a group of musicians. She manages a group of musicians. But I'm gonna tell you though, whenever I call this girl or this girl reaches out to me, do you know that I've sat on the phone with her for like 2 or 3 hours when she was at work? And when you have people like that, see, this is a thing, and this is what I'm talking about. People will take advantage of you, not knowing that they're taking advantage of you. And I just thought about that. How when I call, Tyra, and or she called me and be like, "Hey, friend, I felt, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like, what's going on?" That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. The kind of friends that I want in my life. Hey, I check on you. You check on me. You listen to me wholeheartedly. I listen to you wholeheartedly. There's times when this girl has been at work, surrounded by people. She works in a big office where people can see her on the phone. And I just realized something. There's times where I talked to her for 3 hours while she was at work, several times. And she literally sat there and was like, I've been told you about that or whatever, or this and this. So I will take that back. I do have at least one person. But yeah, people will, y'all don't let nobody make you feel bad because you don't want to listen to their shit and their drama and what their mess all the time, all day. Don't let people make you feel bad because people would do that, especially when your relationship. Well, you're my mate, and you said you'd always be there for me, but are you supporting me the way I support you? And that has to be mutual. That has to be mutual. Stop all these one-sided friendships. Um, Stop allowing people to make you feel bad because you don't want to listen to their mess all the time. And that's not to be negative. That's not to be negative. When someone is calling you and because people like to take stuff negative all the time. Oh, the word baggage doesn't have to be negative all the time because we all got baggage with us, whether it be um, the baggage drama from our jobs, from our spouses, from our relationships, from our families. We all have baggage. So let's be clear about that because I don't like that when I hear people be like, oh, I'm looking for someone who's A, B, and C, but no baggage. Excuse me, I'm sure you got some baggage somewhere. To find the word baggage, there are so many um, definitions of that word baggage. So let's keep it real. And we all have baggage. We all have some type of baggage. So we're going to keep that real. Stop allowing people to take your situation and flip it and turn it around and um, make it about them because I don't like when people do that to them. Like I said, I just gave you guys an example of the person, how this person, I'm sorry, my bad, this person flipped the story. And I was like telling this person, hey, you don't listen to me. I'm listening to you and this is Ness. And he just flipped the whole story and made it about itself and looked for a pity party. Pity parties are, again, a major turnoff to me. I can't express that enough. Someone who's always, and this is not to be disrespectful to anybody. And if you are that type of person, I'm sorry. I don't mean no disrespect. I'm gonna keep this shit 100. Don't look for me to support a pity party. I can't. It's very unattractive. I can't. I don't do it. So I expect my friends not to do it. To me, like I said, a pity party is stuff like, um, uh, well, Jacob, you didn't call me the other day. I really needed you. I really needed to talk to you. Um, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't call you. I was going through something, or I lost my underwear at the dry cleaners, or this and this. A mother could have turns around your situation and makes it about them. I can't stand that. Don't do that. And the whole, I'm so sorry. Stop. It might work with someone else. It's not going to work with me, because what you just did was you turned me saying, "Hey, friend, you weren't there for me, and I needed you," and you turned that shit around and you made it about yourself, and I don't like that. And you try to draw me in by this outpour of um um how you is so sorry. That's a pity party. That's a turn off. I don't like that shit. And I used to hate when he used to do that. Used to do it like I said, used to do it all the time. So many people do that to me. We're all built different. We all conduct ourselves different. We all see situations as different. I see that as a pity party. I see that you took me saying, "Hey, friend, I need you." And you turn it around and you try to get my sympathy when I was looking for your sympathy and I was looking for your support. Don't do that shit to me. Stop it. I don't like it. Don't do it, because it's not going to work with me. Okay? Don't do that. It's very, very, very unattractive. Um, I just don't like it. And I have the right not to like it. I have not the right to not want to support it. Just like you have a right not to want to support me in anything I do, or listen to me, or whatever it may be. You have the right to do that. So to be honest with you, I am really only speaking to people that are near and dear to me, people who want to come on my lives for the whole 42 minutes and listen to me. I'm speaking to those people. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I say this all the time. I'm going to get hype about this. And I'm going to cry about it, because today is Sunday. Not that today is Sunday, but I'm a sensitive person. You all that come on here and sit with me for an hour, 50 minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you come on here and you sit and you sit with me, you listen to what I have to say. I appreciate you so much. Because you don't have to. You could be doing anything. And, a lot of people, they get on YouTube for the wrong reasons. And the person that gave me the thumbs up and took it away, don't give a fuck. Do you? Back to what I'm saying. It's all good. But for you guys, oh, thank you for the love. For you that, let me see, I can't spell. You guys, thanks for the love. But on some real stuff, for you all that come on here and you sit and you watch my videos for however long. I sincerely love you so much. I probably don't even know you in real time, but I love you. And I thank you for your support. It is, like I said, I'm starting my YouTube all over again. My last page, I had over 200 subscribers. I had got to over 200 subscribers. I had over 250 videos. I had 9,000 people watch one video. 12,000 people watch another video, an ad that I paid $300 for, and my account got messed up. So I'm having to start over. So your support and you sitting here with me, watching me, all this time. I am in awe. Oh my God. I'm in awe, and I love you, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for listening to me and watching me and listening to me rant and listen to my craziness and listen to me, and watching me or whatever. And whatever it is, I am in all the appreciation. Um, oh, thank you. It's all good. Thank you. People do it all the time. What people do is they'll come on your live and they'll watch it and they'll say, you'll say something that they like and then they'll give you a thumbs up. And then you might say something small that they don't like and they'll take it away, which is fine. To be honest, I care, but I don't care because I feel as though the ones of you who watch me, I love you and I appreciate you. Um, you mean the world to me. You like really, your support is everything to me. Um, I care, but I don't care. I only care because when you give a person thumbs up, it keeps their video in rotation. Even though a person may not be subscribed to that person, um, it keeps you in rotation. Remember, you guys, I did a video about that. It was like, thank you for keeping me in rotation because I had a live one day where I had people, at least 5 or 6 people that were in my live that I know don't subscribe to me. And then when I get off, I look at you guys can't pronounce worth shit. What is it called? The analytics or something like that. Yeah, that's crazy too. So I go into that and they tell me, no, they don't tell you who is watching your video unless a person comments. They don't tell you who gave you the thumbs up or who gave you the thumb down. Um, YouTube does not show a person that. When you have private subscribers, they don't show you that too. Because a lot of times I'll be on here and I want to say something to my private subscribers because I'll be on here like right now and it'll say that 2 people's watching and I'll get off and it'll be like 12 whole people were watching. And that's because you guys have private accounts. I love you guys too. And I understand about the private accounts and all that other stuff. So I appreciate every single one of you, even if you only watch for 5 minutes, even if you only, watch for 2 seconds or, you just clicked on it. Thank you. All that stuff matters. Clicks matter. Thumbs up matters. Um, all of that stuff matters. And when I tell you I appreciate it, I really do. I really appreciate it. And as you were saying about the thumbs down, I watch stuff that is so inspirational and just so whatever, even little videos where people will give a thumbs down. And I'm like, what thumbs down for what? Like, but those are just miserable people, whatever. And if they're not miserable, to be honest with you, that's their business. If you want to give somebody a thumbs down, give somebody a thumbs down. I think that when you go out of your way to give somebody a thumbs down, especially when the person, like people will set premieres, because I was going to set a premiere last night. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened to me last night. I ain't even wanna. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. This is the weirdest shit that happened to me, and I'm actually in search of some to be down with some like really spiritual people. Cause I got some stuff I got some stuff going on, and I need to know why this shit happened. Anyway, and I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Had to make sure my baby wasn't listening. My baby wasn't in here, but she got headphones on. So yeah, people will set premieres, and premiere is, remember what a premiere is. The premiere is I'm going to be live. People, it will get like 10 thumbs down. They haven't even said anything yet, so why are you thumbs downing it? Some of the people just got issues, but anyway. So um I'm gonna bake. Oh, this is what I gotta tell you guys too. I'm baking. I wish that a lot of you lived close to me, and that you guys, don't get me wrong, even though I know I said I'm exhausted. I don't. Let me make this clear. I don't mind if people reach out to me. I'm mainly talking to people that know me in real time and that are my friends in real life that I support and I console and I comfort. That's who I'm talking to. Um, you guys know I have a food handler's license and I also have a liquor's license. Just renewed my food handler's license. I got to renew my liquor's license, but I need to get my daughter's help. I have a 27-year-old. People are like, you have a 27-year-old? You don't even look like you're 30. I do. Don't do too much. But thank you. Anyway, my daughter, who's 27, helped me take my liquor license. And she's so smart. Um, so I got to renew that this year, my liquor's license. And I just renewed my food handler's license. So anyway, I said that to say I bake. I've been baking. I made some gingerbread cookies yesterday. Honey, I get the chills talking about it. Those gingerbread cookies are so good. They're so soft and they're so moist. And then I made the peanut butter ones with the little morsels with the little Hershey kisses in the middle. I made those. Those are really good. You guys have to try those. And I also made from scratch chocolate chip cookies. I can't stop eating those. So yesterday, um, I ate myself into a frenzy. Um, Actually, my baby helped me make the cookies too, because she gonna fire my ass up when I get off here. Be like, but I helped you make them, and I helped put the ingredients in. So me and my 7-year-old, we made the cookies. And today I'm making sugar cookies by scratch, and I'm gonna make some more gingerbread cookies. And I'm gonna try to do a photo video of all the cookies. I'm gonna try to do that. But anyway, wish you some of you live closer to me, because I like to cook and bake during the holidays, especially during Christmas. Oh my gosh. I used to make fudge back in the day, but I ain't doing all that. But anyway, I am baking. So I'm doing the baking. But I want to tell you guys what happened. Wait a minute. But yeah, before I tell you guys what happened, yesterday I ate myself into a frenzy. Was actually sick. I actually laid in the bed, and I think I had too much salt. I keep on thinking that I'm 20 and I can take it. Really don't matter how old you are. But anyway, uh, um, I got sick yesterday because I had orange chicken. I had what else did I have? I had orange chicken and what is it called? Uh, come on now, it's my favorite. It's a Singapore noodles, but that is called, what is that called? I don't know. I know it's a Singapore rice noodles, and anyway, it has like that curry flavor, and it comes with chicken, beef, and shrimp. It is so good, and like I said, it has a curry flavor, and it's Szechuan style. It's really spicy, but I here these days I got to get mine not as spicy, because then I'll just have an upset stomach. So I ate myself into a little frenzy yesterday, and it wasn't a good look, because um um I just didn't feel good. I wanted to I'm doing some research, y'all, and you know what, you guys, there's so much out here in this universe that we don't know about. Stuff that I've gotten into, that I've researched and I've tapped into, that I shouldn't have. And I understand why a lot of things are kept from us, us human beings, because a good 80% of the human brain can't handle it. I'm one of those. All that quantum leaping and all that other stuff is real. All that metaphysical stuff, real. All that I believe in time travel too. I believe in all that. I believe in reincarnation, and I believe in all this stuff because my own personal experiences, and I see why uh, in religion some things are, religious people will take those things and say they're forbidden. And God said you shouldn't do those, and God said you shouldn't do that. And one thing that I found out, and I'm going to try to remember to do a video on it about, Christians believe that, like astrological horoscope and all that stuff, that God forbids that. Well, I was on YouTube, good old YouTube, you guys, the other day, and I actually, and I bear witness to this myself, scriptures that talk about astrological things. A lot of times, too, I'm a Christian myself, a born again Christian. The real Christian, holier than thou folk, will take things of the world, and they will say that the Bible says this and that about it, and this, and all this other stuff, and it's not true. And astrology is one of them. And this young man was talking about different places in the Bible, and he gives detail, and I wish I could remember to do a video on this. He gives detail about where you can find different acts of using, astrological things. And um, one, I don't know what scripture it was, but he broke, like I said, he broke it down and he put different, where you go in the Bible and you can see where, um, back in the days, um, when Christ was living, where they looked to the stars and was like, the star is something to something percent north. Um, that means something, something, something is going to happen. So if it was in the Bible, then how can you say it was forbidden doing astrological stuff? The other thing is, you guys, I am 44 years old. I know, believe it or not. And there's so many things that I am still learning. And one of the things that I'm learning, um, don't know why I'm just learning them. I think because I was conditioned and I maybe kind of chose not to learn these things. I want to say I not really so much chose not to learn them, but I've heard people talk about stuff, and I guess because it wasn't a concern to me and my curiosity, wasn't open like it is nowadays, that I didn't choose to investigate more about it. And one of the things that I always tell you guys is I'm a truth seeker. I'm an information buff. So what I am uh, going to be, I guess, studying, researching is the book of what is it, Enoch? Enoch. Never heard of that. Actually, I've heard people talk about it, but I never knew what it was. It's a book that was left out of the Bible, or maybe that was something about was in the Bible, and when the Bible came into the New Testaments or something, it was left out. And the caption was, um, holier than Moses and something something than Abraham or something like that. Anyway, the book of Enoch, am I saying it right? Enoch was not in the Bible. There is a 3 hour like little audio um video, a whole bunch of them actually on YouTube that I'm gonna watch. And I don't ever remember hearing about this person. And I want to know why that book was taken out the Bible. There's a lot of books, you guys, that were taken out the Bible. And regardless of what anybody thinks, um, I personally believe that Jesus was a foreigner. That he's depicted a different way, to each their own. And that's the other thing. This is what I'm so sick of. Excuse me. Each race, nationality, person, or whatever, we got to stop letting people um, take the rights and how we view things away from us. And I said that to say, um, being part African American, I always grew up with the picture of Jesus being, of course, the Caucasian, blue eyes, long, brownish blonde hair. And that's fine. We have people in this world who see him as their race. And people will say, no, he was blue eyed and long brown hair. And that's fine if that's how you want to view him. But it's also fine if you want to view Jesus as an African American man. You have that right to. You are fine if you want to view him as, you know, whatever your nationality is. It is okay that you, when you picture him, that you see him as you, because he is part of you. And what I mean by that is a part of your race. Because that was on Facebook a couple of years back, and I remember when the whole story came out about the anthropologist who had spent years studying, Jesus, and just like really dug in there and was getting, came up with a picture of him, and it showed that, like the Bible said, he had hair of wool and he was of a darker skin. People went off. No, he's not. He did not have dark skin and hair of wool, and he didn't look like he was Arab, and he didn't. People were so freaking upset that this anthropologist said that this is Jesus. Let's keep the shit real here. Let's go back to where he was born. He wasn't born in Europe. Europe. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but I'm gonna keep it short right there. we are allowed to picture him as we are, meaning by the color of our skin, by our nationality. We're allowed to do that. And I'm so sick of people saying and getting upset, there's no black Jesus. Jesus wasn't black. Jesus wasn't white. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. If a person of that race wants to depict him like that or see him as that color, Caucasian, you know, African American, Ethiopian, whatever, you're allowed to. It's whatever's come, just like they say about the angels. A lot of people think that the angels, all angels, have these big old wings fluttering around. And when I've been doing my research, I researched that angels are actually like 10 feet tall and have wings. When their wings span, they literally, take up the whole space. And um I can kind of agree with that because, as you guys know, I've had encounters with the four highest ranking archangels, and two of them in particular, and that is Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. I've had, when I was going through something, I was actually, you guys, about to have a mental breakdown because some stuff that I tapped into and that my mind was not able to, um, my mind wasn't able to hold that, I guess, hold it, absorb it, or whatever it is. So I was in the middle of a nervous breakdown, and I also think I was in the middle of a where I felt like something was trying to take over me spiritually. Like they call those possessions. And I called out to God, I called out to Jesus, and I called out to Archangel Michael. And remember, I told you guys this story already. I was in the presence of the angels, and I know that I was. So anybody that doesn't believe in angels, I'm not going to put that on you. If you don't believe in the archangels and you don't believe that God has a legion of angels, I am a perfectly sane, healthy woman. They exist. And when you watch other people's videos on YouTube that talk about their encounters with angels, and you see the videos of the angels in the sky that people have recorded, and you see the videos that you talked about, of people saying they were in car accidents and they seen an angel standing next to them, or they felt like an angel standing next to them. They're not cuckoo. They did. My encounter was amazing. My encounters were amazing. Now, I've had some not so amazing encounters where I've had the enemy pretend to be one archangel, which I thought was really effed up. That was a really, really bad experience. I already told you guys about that, where I had a that's why I say everybody, I see why stuff is kept from us human beings, and why sometimes the churches will say that stuff is forbidden and this, and this, because some of us are not capable of handling that type of stuff. But I tell you, I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm real. I had to make sure my baby's not in here. I had an entity, a bad entity, portray themselves to be one of the archangels. It portrayed itself to be the strongest archangel, which is Archangel Metatron. And I knew after everything. Oh, thank you. I knew after uh, what was revealed to me afterwards that it wasn't him. And that was scary for me. And that's when I actually um, had to really seek God and get myself together. Because remember when I told you guys I'm sorry, you guys, my allergies are so fucked up. Revealed to me, they said some stuff that I know that God would never say, that he was going to seek revenge on me and all this other stuff. So I knew that I was in the presence um, um, of something bad. And when you guys hear me talk about my bad experiences with the whole universe and, spirit world and all that, that's what I'm talking about. That's only one. But wait a minute. That's why I've had to dial it back, because I can admit that my little brain is not capable of handling that. And I see again why people, um, why, especially religious leaders say stuff is forbidden, because we are not, people like me, am not um, able to um, handle, mentally handle all that stuff um, in our brain. But I will tell you guys, like I said a minute ago, all that stuff um, is true. And I'm saying that is true from my own experience. All that metaphysics and quantum jumping and uh, feeling like you're traveling through um, not really portals, but that's what it's called, astral travel. Um, I This is the thing, you guys. Be careful what you speak into the universe, because the enemy is always listening. And I'm only telling you guys this from personal experience. Be careful speaking to the universe, because the enemy is always listening. And I said this the other day in another one of my videos. When you're out here and you're be careful how you pray too. And I know it's hard, because I'm just like, I'm on both sides of the fence with this, about be careful how you pray. And I'm only speaking and saying this from experience. When you go into prayer and you go into prayer begging, begging, because I've done it, did it earlier. But anyway, not really begging, but just kind of be careful how you go into prayer, because the enemy is always listening. And sometimes the enemy will grant your prayers and you think it's God. I'm telling you again from personal experience. I'm telling you from what I researched. I'm telling you from other people that I have not physically come in contact with, but I've seen, on YouTube or documentaries about, praying, and they thinking that God has answered their prayers. And then all of a sudden their whole life just goes downhill and continues to go downhill. It's because the way they were praying. And the other thing is, and I have to urge people to, yeah, people blame stuff. It's sad, because now God will allow things to happen to you. He will allow things to happen to you, but He won't allow things to happen to you to the point where you're broken, where you're like, where you're, let me see. I can't really say broken, because actually, yeah, I can't say broken, because I feel as though He did allow me to be broken previously, but He allowed me to be broken to get back to where I needed to be, and that's to Him. I don't think that I know that He doesn't do stuff like that. He's not going to. Um, you're not going to get in a car accident and be in a coma for 2 years because God is mad at you. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes in life, um, things just happen. You know what I'm saying? But be careful what you speak into the universe. Be careful how you pray. Again, I'm gonna repeat this over and over. I'm only speaking personal experience, because the enemy is always waiting and listening and watching. And the number one thing I want you guys to never do, never pray. How do I want to say this? Never pray, right? Um, Never pray with sacrifice. I'm probably not saying this right. What I mean is, do not ever. I'm going to tell you right now. This is one thing. I don't care if you believe in God or not. This is one thing He'll never do to you. He doesn't accept prayers. And plenty of people that are in professional mentors and ministers and stuff like this will tell you. I'm not going to say He doesn't accept, because He listens all the time. He does not grant prayers that say stuff like this, because I've done this before, and this is why I've gone through it that I've gone through, because I didn't know. You can't go. You should not go to Him and say, "Dear God, I will stop doing A, B, and C if you do A, B, and C. Dear God, I won't do." So many people pray like that. So many people pray like that. I used to pray like that. I'm telling you, God, stop. Please don't pray like that. When you pray like that and it appears that your prayer is answered. I'm telling you right now, it is not God that answered your prayer. I have seen so many documentaries. I have listened to other people. Me personally, I have experienced this personally, that is not God answering your prayers. When you pray with, I guess, offering or pray sacrifice or whatever. Like I said, when you, dear God, I'll stop cursing if you such and such such, and I'll stop. Da, da, da. Do not pray like that, because that's not how He works. He doesn't come with stipulations. Oh, see, now I'm in the presence of the Holy Spirit because I'm about to start preaching. Gerald, I hope that you're watching. Gerald, hello. I'm gonna get back into it, but I wanted to say what's up to Gerald. A friend of mine, I was on Facebook. Y'all know I don't get on Facebook, right? So a friend of mine was like, what's your YouTube channel? When you gonna start preaching again? He was like, when you gonna start preaching again? And I was like, start preaching again. But I used to get on YouTube all the time. I used to get on, I'm sorry, not YouTube, Facebook. I used to get on Facebook Live all the time, y'all, preaching. Never knew that it was preaching until people started telling me. They were like, you got the word. You're like, really? But anyway, thank you to Gerald. I believe that you're my new subscriber. So thank you to all of my subscribers. But um, don't pray like that. God does not. He's not a part of that whole. If that is not of God. When it's the whole, I'll stop doing A, B, and C if you do A, blah 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 blah. He's not a part of that. I'm sorry, but if you've done that and it appears that your prayer has been answered, 9 times out of 10, it wasn't God that granted that prayer. That was the enemy. It was a young lady. I did it. Remember I told you guys I made a whole video on this, and I'm gonna have to find it. I was going through something. I was going through something where I was feeling like I was having I was exhausted. I was having a mental breakdown, and I went into prayer. It's been a few months. And I was like, can you turn that link that, oh, never mind. I'm sorry, the stretch. Oh, I went into prayer, and my prayer was, um, because I was so hurt and I was so broken and I was going through stuff mentally and emotionally, especially the whole, um, mental part. I was like, um, God. And plus, I had watched something too on YouTube, and it was talking about sacrificing you have to give to gain, which I do believe in that a little bit, but I now know that that's not going to be part of my prayer habits. I said, God, I and I thought about this. I had thought about this for days, and I was like, what can I offer? That's what the word I should use. What's my offering? What can I offer God so that He'll bless me with something else? And it doesn't work that way with Him. So I offered, okay, I am a single woman, and I've had a lot of really good relationships. I've had a lot of not so good relationships, but I'm thankful for everybody that I have met in my life, because they've taught me something, and it's always been for the better. But I've always had the desire to like be a mother, which I am. I've always had a desire to, be a wife, which I have never been blessed to do that, and maybe that's not His will for me. Even though I continuously have that desire. So I went through a really bad heartbreak in a relationship, and I came to God, and I was like, because it had happened a few times, other relationships where I gave my all, and it just wasn't, the person wasn't giving their all because I guess they just wasn't ready for me. They wasn't ready for my greatness. Some people are just not ready for your greatness. They're not ready to be whole, fully loved, fully cared for, fully supported. And I know it sounds really crazy, but some people aren't ready for that. They're not ready for someone who really supports them and really loves them and really wants to see the best for them and really, doesn't mind taking care of them. Some people they're not ready for that, and that's fine. So I was just going through, and I was just like, this is it. So I said, dear God, I sacrifice true love for a sound mind. And I said that, oh, I've said it a few times. I was like, you know, I will probably never get married. I will never love again. I don't want to ever be in love again. And, I was just sitting here coming up with all this stuff, just thinking all this stuff. Um, since then, I feel differently because I have the spirit and a desire to do certain things. I think that one day um, I am going to make a big impact in this universe. I don't know how it is yet, but I feel it. And I ask God every day how I can serve him and what can I do to be, help other people. Anyway, so I was asking that. I was like, I'm never, I'm this age and I'm probably never going to get married and I'm never going to, do this. Just I was with the whole pity party stuff that I don't like, y'all. And so I'm telling God, I said, God, I will sacrifice true love. I will offer. You can. I'm willing. And I thought about this. I'm willing, you know, to not ever be in love again and not get married and this for a sound mind because I was just going through a lot of stuff mentally and I was having just so broken up from the relationship and things that I was going through and I was just like I don't ever want to and I still feel this way. I And I'm telling God, I don't ever want to love that hard again, love that deep again, be that devoted again to uh, be broken because I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. But I think that was one of the really hardest times. Um, you know, being spending that much time with someone, years, and even after separating from that person, still telling that person, I got you, I support you, I will always love you, I will always have your back, this, and still being um, verbally and mentally and emotionally abused by that person. And still, you know, and I knew that these things were happening to me, but because of the dedication and devotion I made, I still was like, hey, I have your back, and this. Um, when it was all said and done, um, it left me literally broken. Like, remember I told you guys, felt like right down in the middle, I was broken. I have experienced in life what it feels to be broken. Um, and I told God, I said, I will never, ever, and I still feel this way. I'm gonna keep it real. I never want to feel that again. I never want to invest before that. Like I said, my whole prayer was, oh, I sacrificed true love to have a sound mind. Like I said, because I was going through stuff, emotional, whatever. Never pray like that. Don't pray with the offering. Don't pray with sacrificial things. I've been told from experience that when it appears that those wishes have been granted, that they're not of God. But where I'm at right now, um, and it's weird that I'm thinking about this because I just sat and I did this the other day too. I said, um, what did I say? I have trained myself to be like, all is well, everything as it should be. Um, I am not in a position. I don't want to be in a position to build myself up um, or get myself happy about any situation that would potentially um, end up like the last situation. Not as horrific, but just period. And those of you that are watching that have um, been in relationships where you have given, I know I have somebody watching right now who's been in a relationship where you gave all. You gave all of yourself. You gave all financially. You gave all of yourself mentally. You gave all of yourself emotionally. You gave all. You were loving. You were devoted. You were supportive. Even though that person was treating you like a piece of you, you still um, you still have those characteristics of this person who made promises. You know, I'm always going to support you. I'm always going to have your back. I'm always going to love you. I'm always going to be there for you, in spite of doing the whole death do us part shit. We weren't even married. Um, but I told myself the other day, I said, you know what? I am not willing to, not really willing. I told God, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not in a position to go through that again. I'm not in a position to give my all to anyone. I am not in the position, in the space to get my hopes up about anything to be in another situation like that one. Because my friends, that shit was devastating. And anybody that's gone through that, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you've heard other people say, I don't know who you are. This is not this person. And that's how I was. And I'm still like that. Like did that just really happen to me? That's damn. Did I really get played that good? that damn yo, like what? Wait, what? This person was really that good for that amount of time to where I'm where I'm at right now. I never seen it coming, is what I was telling myself. But whole T, I did, because there was things that happened where I should have been like, but because of the woman that I am, I just kept fighting. I kept going. I kept supporting. I kept loving. I kept being devoted. I'm not in the space for that right now. I to honestly say, it's really sad when you allow yourself to be, I'm sorry, eat a Jolly Rancher. It's sad when you allow yourself to be put in a position like that. And I say allow yourself to be put in a position like that because a lot of times we do have red flags and people will say certain stuff to us and they will do certain things to us and we go along with it because we're just so, we want to be loved. We want to be needed. We want to be appreciated. We want to change people. We just are darn good people and that's just how we are. We just want to just be there for people and just you know, but we got to realize that that's abuse. That's a form of abuse, you guys. Right here, right now, um, I'm happy about like dating and I'm happy about stuff like that. But then I'm like, no, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I get scared and like, I can't do this. I told myself the other day, I said, you know, God is just gonna be me and you, and you're all I need. But we weren't put here for that. We were put here to love and to be loved and to have a mate, to have a companion, have a confidant, have somebody that we can talk to, have somebody that we can say, I need a hug and they hug us. Say, babe, I need to talk to you. Um, friendships are great. Friendships are great. But having a companion, someone that you know is not going anywhere, is even better. And that's what I've always, I'm not going to lie. We're going to keep this a whole 100 right now. I'm just paying attention to some unfamiliar faces in my neighborhood. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I desire. It's like I said, friendships are great, y'all. But it's nothing like having that one person that you spend the rest of your life with. And you need a hug. And they hug you, and it's the best thing in the world. And you need to talk. And you feel so comfortable and so at peace. It's it's a feeling of comfort and love like no other. And there's part of me that desires that. But then there's the other part that's like, look at me getting all crybaby-ish. The other part is like, um, if I do that and it doesn't work out, then I've wasted my time again. And which doesn't exist. I'm sorry. So ghetto. Which they say doesn't exist. But for us, I just made it, what's the name again? Which they say doesn't exist. But for us, because we have clocks and stuff, it does exist. Time is one thing that we cannot get back. And I refuse to waste my time on another person. And you know what's really weird? I'm gonna share something with y'all. So you guys, this is a secret. I'm gonna share my secret with y'all. Since you guys know I'm doing this whole YouTube page, right? And I am, being transparent with y'all. I'm being clean with y'all, and I'm being raw with y'all. A couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna get emotional about it because this is true. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting there and I was thinking, we all have friends and people that we love. We love as human beings. We love as a friend. But I was sitting here thinking, I personally cannot remember, and I'm being open, remember the last time somebody really loved me. Like I was in a relationship just recently for a few years. But now I'm just like, because of how it ended, I'm like, there's no way that a person loves you and does all that stuff to you, especially for that long. That's not love. And I actually sat there and I was just like thinking back to my past relationships, and I'm being honest and open and transparent with you. I was like, thinking to myself, reminiscing, no, no, that person didn't really love me. Um, hmm, no, not that person either. No, I'm talking about really loved you, where you felt the love, where they showed you love. I'm thinking back, you guys, and I didn't even go front. I'm thinking I went all the way back to 2011. I'm like, no, well, that was no, because I know what love is, and I know what real love is. I know what real love is supposed to feel like. I know what real love is supposed to look like. And isn't that fucked up though? And I sat there and I'm like, we're going into 2020. You guys, I went all the way back to 2011. And I'm just reminiscing and I'm just thinking, I'm like, no, that wasn't love. No, that person really didn't love me. They loved the fact that I bought them things and, you know. And then I'm going down and I'm getting it's 2011 and I ain't even gonna lie, I can't remember too much of before that. I do know who my first love was. As a young girl or whatever. Um, I have three people. Actually, you know what? Just to answer my own question. But I'm talking about recently. We all have loves when we're younger. I mean, I could tell you um, who, when I was younger, people that I knew that loved me. My first love, I was 15 years old, was a guy named Eric Price Jr. He lived over in German, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Um, the second person, my best friend, um, my daughter's father, who has been deceased for about 9 years now, loved me. That was my best friend. He did 11 years, came home 2 years, got sick and died. His name was Earl Bagley, my daughter's father, my 27-year-old daughter, her father, loved me. And the third person, now mind you, my daughter was born in 1992, so this is how far back I'm going about people knowing who loved me. That's how long it's been. Like really loved me. And the last person was, so mind you, first loved at like 14, 15. I was born in 75, so you guys do the math. Second was my daughter's father, who's been gone 9 years. My daughter's 27, so do the math. Over 27 years ago. Um, the third person, um, and I never forget this, I met this person in 1997, and I think that he might even be, I know we follow each other on Facebook. I think that you subscribe to me. Um, the third person, you guys, 1997 is when I met Varian Harrington. I know that those three people that I was in a relationship with loved me wholeheartedly. They were my best friends, loved me wholeheartedly, and had my back. Now, mind you, you guys are probably doing the math. They're like, but Kim, you have three children. No, well, three that live with me, four altogether. So your oldest daughter, born 92. Um, you have three other children. I'm not going to disclose all the information because some of y'all are just no good. So those people, you mean to tell me those people that you had kids with, you don't feel like they loved you? Thank you. No, I don't. And those were long-term relationships too, but no, I don't. I don't feel like I don't. And that's not good. So that's a long time. 1997, and we're going into 2020. I mean, have you guys just ever just like really sat there and just thought about life and thought about all the people that you've loved and things that you've done or didn't do that you want to do? I did. I thought about it um, the other day, and it really did something to me. I'm just like, wow. And because when you know, and you guys are being transparent here, when you know what real love feels like, um, and you sit back and you have to go back that far. 1997 is when I can honestly say um, is the last time that I can honestly say I was in a relationship or I met someone and had a relationship that I knew really loved me. And I was a teenager. I'm a freaking adult now. And that's sad, but it's sad that I did. I actually said that. I was like, I can't think of when the last time I was really loved. Like somebody really loved me. Somebody really had my back. They were just, I can't think of that. And that's scary. It's a scary feeling and it's a very hurtful feeling. And I'm just being, oh, that's, you know, I know I said that was my secret, something I was exposing about myself, but I mean, it kind of is. I did. I sat there the other day and was like, I can't remember the last time I actually was, in a relationship with someone who really loved me, and I really felt that they loved me. They showed me that they loved me, and you know, our friendship ended on love, and we still, love each other mentally and will do anything. Like I said, those three people that I named, one of them, the first person that I've actually my first love, I have no idea where that person is, but that's to be expected. Um, Second person, like I said, he's passed away. My best friend. The third person, we're still friends. But again, so that was something. I try to expose different things about myself from time to time. But yeah, that was my little thing. I said the other day, and I looked and I said, and I did, you guys. I really sat there and was thinking about all the years that have gone by. I was like I said, I was went all the way back to 2011, and I kept going, and I got back into the 90s, and that's where I stopped. 1997. I want to say it was in February of 1997 was the last person that I was in a relationship that I knew that had my back and really loved me. 1997, you guys. We're going into 2020. That's a long time to, that's a long time. And I was like, just recently too, I was like, remember I was just saying a minute ago, I don't know. I'm just not really in the space. I'm not allowed, let me reframe that. I'm not allowing myself to be in a space to get hurt again, to like we can't get time back. Time is something that we cannot get back. And I'm so sick of people wasting my time. So right now I've been so hesitant. Like really, really hesitant. Um, I don't know. I woke up this morning be with a gigantor, like a really big headache. My headache was almost as big as this bun on top of my head. Let me tell you, the first thing I did, I woke up this morning and I went to use the bathroom. I had a tinkle. Excuse me. Went to use the bathroom. And every morning when I wake up, I pray. I'm like, dear God, Yahushua, Yahweh, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for waking my children up. Thank you for, shining the light upon my face. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be great, great mother, sister, a great teacher, a great student. Just thank you for another day. Privilege. And I started praying. And I'm just on praying. But for some reason, and this is why this has come up today, and I don't know why. I think, and I'm moving all around because I'm getting anxious, and I just hope that, you know, I pray that, I don't know. I pray for a breakthrough. um, but I told myself today, I not told myself today. I was like I said, I was sitting on the toilet, you guys, unfortunately, and I was like, sorry, God, I hope you don't feel disrespected, but I was just led to pray right then and there, and like I said, not allow myself to be in a space. Excuse me, I'm sorry. To fully be in a space where I'm just like I'm open to like it's really hard to explain. Open to like allow myself to like love someone and be in love and this is part of me that has this like tight grip and I'm just like I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that because I don't want to ever be in that space that I was in several months ago. But then there's a side of me, like I said, um, that thirst for, companionship, thirst for, you know, being able to have someone to talk to, like that one person that's not going anywhere, that's with you for the rest of your life, that when you're feeling like shit, they hug you and they're just there. And they're there. That's the whole point. There. And they're there and they're not going nowhere. So I want that. You know, there's part of me that's allowing myself not to like get close to people, but I want that. I'm sorry, I'm being nosy. I tell you, I can't see nothing else. You know how it is, people, you see what you want to see. So, um, but I was sitting in the bathroom this morning. I was like, God, I'm trying to think about how I said it because I was saying something in effect about. I was like, and I started crying. I was like, I don't want to be an old cat lady. Oh, this is what I said to him. And I probably start crying about this too. I was like, God, I was like, as I think about, I've heard about this. I was like, God, I do not want to die alone. I was thinking about my kids getting older and they're growing up and they're having their families and they're, going to college and doing all this other stuff because then it's just me. And I was like, I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be some old cat lady that's living because I love cats. I love big cats and I love cats. I'm a cat person. I'm a dog person too. My favorite animals are Rottweiler. I love big dogs and I love cats. I love, my favorite my favorite big cat is actually a tiger. I love tigers. And it was like, God, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be some old cat lady living in a house with 1,000 cats. And I don't want that. And that was the end of that. And I closed my prayers out and I was like, I don't want that. And yeah, you got to be careful. Like I said, you got to be careful, you know, praying like that because the enemy is always listening. So when I do pray, though, this is the other thing I want to teach you guys that I've learned from experience. When you're praying, uh, whoever you pray to, follow it up by their name. For instance, I'll be like, uh, uh, I'm going to have a good day in Jesus' name. Because remember, the enemy's always listening. And you could appear to be having a great, good day, but the enemy could have contribute to that good day. And then all of a sudden, when something drastic happens, you're like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Because he always comes with stipulations and he always comes with, offerings and shit like that. So I do when I pray, like I do a lot of declare. A lot of you guys can learn how to declare stuff over your life too. And like I said, when I pray, I'll do stuff like, God, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to die alone. I want to have, a companion, someone I could, that's going to be there in Jesus' name. I want a companion in Jesus' name. It's important, and that you have to follow it up because the enemy's like, this is what she wants, this is what he wants. I'll give this to them. Um, so yeah, I always follow it up by in Jesus' name. I'm gonna have a good day in Jesus' name. Um, I'm going on this job interview, and it's gonna be a good job interview in Jesus' name. Um, that's important too. And whoever you worship or whatever, in Yahweh's name, Yahushua's name, and Allah's name or whoever, it's important to add them so the enemy don't get no ideas that you need him or any of his little dominions. Um, so that's important. But I was like this morning, I was like, woke up, I had a major headache, and it just I started praying. The headache lifted off, and I just was just like, God, I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be an old cat lady. I don't want to die by myself. This is this. And then I was like, when I finished praying, I was like, in Jesus' name, you know, I feel a lot better about it. But I had to come on here and talk to you guys and let you guys know different things. Um, Not to allow yourself to be saturated with other people's issues. There's nothing wrong with listening to a person and being there for a person. But sometimes we have to take our own mental health break. We have to stop allowing these one-sided friendships. Like I said, there's at least a dozen of people that I reach out to every day, and I send these little blessings, notes, whatever. And I stopped sending it to a couple people, and I noticed that they wouldn't have any contact with me if I didn't reach out to them. And I'm sorry, that's not fair. I'm over that whole thing in my life. So stop allowing one-sided friendships. It has to be 100, 100, not 50-50, like we used to hear in 100, 100. Um, And that's about it. And be careful how you pray. Be careful what you speak into the universe. Because gossiping is never good. Talking about people is never good. There's one thing to talk about someone and say, hey, this person is really aggravating me. That, the person, the ways, whatever's affecting me. But to gossip and, oh, let me tell you, it's never good. Because even though that person might not hear you talking about them, you're still speaking stuff onto them. You're still sending those vibrations out. So it's never good. And so I have a I'm about to get off here. I have a really, really important day tomorrow. And you guys know that I don't scare easy. I got a couple things to do tomorrow. One I'm really nervous about, but I'm not going to speak about it on here. And I'm actually not going to speak about it at all. I'm going to give it to God. Um, that's the other thing, too. I talked about this before I let y'all go. Um, Sometimes when you're going through stuff in life, it is good that you just be still and you talk to God and you give it to God. Because, like I said before, sometimes we're going through stuff that is so strong and so powerful and so just like so even horrific that talking to someone else about it, that person might not be in that state of mind to be able to process what you're going through and be beneficial to you. Um, be able to process it. Because this is the other thing I'm gonna tell you guys too that I don't like. Um, I don't like for someone that agrees with me all the time. And I've lost friends like that because they'll go to tell me something, and me, I'm the always going to be the logic friend. I'm always going to be the friend that's going to give a person the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to be the friend, like I said, logic, and the person that's going to be like, and a lot of people don't like this about me. I'm going to be the person that's going to be like, so if you come to me and be like, this person A, B, and C, or this group of people did A, B, and C, I'm going to be the person that says, um, one, don't take everything as negative. Two, remember that that person's a human being just like you. Um, and remember, I told you guys before that in life, no one's guaranteed. Sorry, no one's obligated to do anything. Even though we want people, like I said, to listen to us, fully listen to us. You know, um, like I said again, because I reach out to all these people, reach out to, this, and this. I am have enough class and enough smarts to know that at the end of the day, nobody's obligated to do anything. No, no, like I was on here talking, no one's obligated to listen to me, fully listen to me. No one's obligated to call me and check on me. No one's obligated to do anything in life. Even your spouse is not obligated to do anything. Even your husband or wife. We all have what they call free will. And even if you're married, even if you're in a committed relationship, the reality of it is that no one is obligated to do anything for you. Our only obligation in life is to our Creator. And that's just facts. As rough as it may sound, don't shoot the messenger. I learned this the hard way. No one here in life is obligated to do anything when it comes down to, and it's so deep that even as parents, even as caregivers, even though the right thing to do, the human thing to do is to take care of your family and take care of your kids or this. At the end of the day, we're not even obligated to do that because we have something called free will. Now, I ain't giving y'all the message not to take care of your kids and your husbands and your wife and stuff like that, but I'm just spitting out some facts right now. I learned this the hard way, and I do my research about obligations and the universe and time and all that other stuff. That's why I speak so heavily on stuff. And before I come on here, I do my research. But ain't nobody obligated to do nothing for us. We would like people to pick up the phone and call us and check on us and say, hey, friend, and sit on the phone and just listen, this and this. But the reality of it is, no one's obligated to do that. The human thing is to do it, but nobody's obligated to do it, and it is what it is. And I'm ready to let y'all go. Like I said, I'm dialing it back a whole lot. If people reach out to me, they reach out to me. Like I said, I spent all last week um on a mental health break in a quiet because I was just taking in too much of people's stuff and I wasn't able to get my own stuff out. And I can't keep on allowing myself to do that because it's just not fair. It's not fair to me where I'm sitting here and I'm going through whatever and I want to talk to somebody about something and I can't name one person that I could call that's really just going to be like, uh-huh, mm-hmm. you know, and not even that. Like I said, I listen and I respond to let a person know I'm still there, like, but I listen, I listen to, and I'll, like I said, I respond to, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever, whatever, whatever. Um, it's hard, it's really hard because we all going through something and we all want to get out, what we're going through. And I'm understanding to that. But again, when I say that I was sitting here and I was going through something and I couldn't think of one person. And like I said, I do have one person in my life, Tara, that I can't call, and I know, but she's busy. She's busy. Like I said, she got her own music group and this. And um, people just got, she got her own thing going on. I mean, I do feel good that I can say that I, at least, have one person. But oh no, I'm kind of, that's a whole nother situation too, because you know it's a little. I'm not gonna say a little something going on with that, but it's a little something going on with that because let me just say this: don't tell somebody you're gonna do something and you know you're not gonna do it. Don't promise somebody something when you know you're not gonna do it. I've had that happen twice. I made a whole video about somebody going out their way saying they wanted to be a blessing to me, and it was a bunch of bullshit. Um, so I'm gonna leave y'all with this: be a better listener, be a better friend. Don't allow yourself to become saturated with other people's stuff, especially when you have your own stuff going on, because it will affect you. Especially if you're a person like me, where you're an empath and you're just loving and kind, and you are very sympathetic, empathetic. It can drain you, and it can affect you. And then when you don't get that same thing in return, the same courtesy in return, it becomes very hurtful. So don't allow yourself to be saturated. Um, okay. Be careful how you pray. Never pray offering up anything. Never pray saying, I'll stop doing A, B, and C, or I won't do A, B, and C if you do A, B, and C. God does not, I'm not going to say he does not answer prayers like that, but I'm going to say he doesn't answer prayers like that. Usually it's the enemy that answers prayers like that. Um, strive to be your best man or woman. Um, don't always take everything as a negative. Don't always get in your feelings about stuff. I used to be like that too. Always in my feelings about something. It's not a good look. Give people the opportunity to express themselves to you without you taking it negative, or getting in your feelings and stuff like that. I'm working on that myself, so I'm speaking from experience. Well, actually, I'm over it because I stopped doing that a long time ago, taking everything as a negative. Because when you start taking everything as a negative, then people stop talking to you, because then they think they can't express themselves to you, because you're going to get sad and you're going to be in your feelings and you're going to be, oh, well, stop doing that. Let people be people. Let people be able to express. Because at the end of the day, that's what a real friend does. A real friend is going to tell you about yourself. A real friend is going to say, hey, friend, you know, I didn't like what you did the other day. Or, friend, you should stop doing A, B, and C. It's not a good look, or whatever, whatever. That's what real friends do. And it's never what you do, it's how you do it. It's all about how you talk to someone. So be mindful of that. And just strive to be a better person. Also remember this too. And now this is really hard for a lot of people, because it used to be hard for me, but it all goes together. When you go through something in your life and you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and God opens up that tunnel wide for you, and he shines his light, and he says, here I am. I'm here to save the day. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless your family members. I'm just going to be a blessing to you. And he blesses you. And I've done this too. At the time, we're just like, oh my God, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. God is wonderful. I'm healed. I can walk. I can talk. My grandfather, he can walk now. He can do this. He can do that. And then you revert back to your same old ungrateful self. And then you start going through stuff again. And you wonder why. I'm saying this because I've done that too. When God blesses you, keep that same spirit, keep that same energy. Because the Lord, behold, for real, He's always blessing us. Like we have blessings that are that things that He has blessed us for that we don't even know yet because we're so stuck on, being sad or just, whatever it is that we don't know that He's already, answered that prayer, I should say, and blessed us with whatever that we asked for. So this is what I'm saying, and I'm working on this myself, and we can work on this together, y'all, to keep the same energy that when God blesses us with something and God performs miracles in our life, not just us, but for our family members. God heals our grandfather, our grandmother, our mothers, our sisters. God, you know, a person's family member might have had a baby that was premature and the baby lived and the baby's doing fine. Keep that same positive energy. Um, Try not to revert back to your same old ungrateful. I don't have this. I don't have that. This is why this is happening to me. This is this. Because then it's just like in God's eyes, it becomes ungratefulness. Even though we're going to go through stuff in life and we're going to have these experiences, but it comes, and I'm only speaking from experience. It comes off as being ungrateful when we revert back to our own what we don't have type shit. Like, dude, your God just gave your grandfather, whoever, whatever the situation is, he just healed them. They're good now. And I'm saying this too, because I have a friend and his grandfather, was going through some stuff. And this, he's an older gentleman too. And his grandfather couldn't walk and this. And God is so good that this man can walk on his own now. He can eat on his own. He's able to bathe himself. And when he was going through it, it was, oh God, can you pray for me? And he going to church, lighting candles, prayer warriors, and all this other stuff. And then God healed, you know, his grandfather. He got back to, his natural, joyous self again. He's in awe. This is great. This is this. Then he reverts back to his same selfish ways again. This is going on. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to vent to somebody and say that you have these things going on. This is why I tell a person, because sometimes you have to stop a person in their tracks. And this is what I had to do to a couple people, like my neighbor. They go to tell you and saturate you with their garbage and all this other sad shit that's going on with their life. And I don't mean to say that as being a negative. There's only one person, to be honest with you, that can take care of anything that you're going through, and that's God. Yahushua, Yahweh. I have found, again, I said this a minute ago, that sometimes it is best to be humble, to sit still and give it to God. Because people, this world is full of vibrations. And I noticed that sometimes when I've gone to people and I've talked to people or several people about a situation, I'm speaking again from experience, that all it did was make the situation better. But when I quieted myself and I gave it to God, the situation actually started to improve. Not everything, oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Not everything is for man to handle. Man meaning people, worldly people, not everything. Some things you do have to specifically give it to God. And I know that you want to talk about it because, again, you guys, I'm working on this myself too. Like when I go through something, because I said something the other day, I was just like, I was praying, I was giving it to God, and I was just like, God, but it would be so awesome to have an actual human being to talk to like, even though I'm talking to God and I'm getting it out, and I know that He's blessing me, and I know that we all yearn, I know I do, for an actual physical person, here in human flesh, because God is physical too, but here in human flesh, to talk to about it. But sometimes that's not always good. You have to quiet yourself and be like, God, He already knows what you're going through, but He wants you to confess it to Him. And because we again have free will, He wants us to confess it to Him and say, God, I need you. Yahushua, Yahweh, Allah, Jehovah, whoever, I need you. I need you to fix this because my friends can't fix it. Grandma can't fix it. Granddaddy can't fix it. Mama can't fix it. Nana, whoever, they can't fix it. Only you can. And you guys, only he can fix it. Sometimes you have to quiet yourself and just give it to him and just let him handle it. And I've noticed from personal experience that even though I yearn for this companion and this person that hug me and talk to me, whatever, whatever, there are some things that you just have to give to God that you don't need to talk about to human, to man. It is for God. It's between you and God. And that is the only way that's going to be worked out. Do you guys ever notice that? I'm going on 2 hours. I think you guys, do you ever notice that? Like talking to someone about your issue and it seems like it gets worse. Not that that person is making it worse, but that's God saying, talk to me, come to me first. Because he can work it out like that. Even though it might not seem like he worked it out like that, he did, though. I promise you, he did. Speaking from personal experiences, quiet yourself sometimes and just give it to God. Yahushua, Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah, give it to him. And I can almost guarantee, I can't guarantee, excuse me, y'all, that the effects of giving it to him first and sometimes just giving it to him, period, that it's worked out a lot better. It's worked out better, cleaner, and more visible. Because a lot of times, too, what people do is when you go to talk to a person about stuff, they talk to other people about stuff. They talk to, and that person talks to somebody about it, and that person talks to somebody about it. And by the time it gets to the 10th man, it's misconstrued, it's all mixed up, and it's just they put all this it out in the universe and put it all up, put all these vibrations about out in the universe about your issues and your problems. And it can have a negative effect on you where it comes back and you're just like, I feel worse. I talked about it with a friend and now I feel worse. Because some people just don't know how to take what you said and take it and pray for you, pray over you, pray for you, pray with you, pray through you, pray on you. Some people don't know how to do that. So that's my closing advice. One of my top closing advice. Sometimes you should just give it to God. And I'm taking that own advice too. And I've done that. I've done that. Because, like I said, there's times where I'm just like, oh my God, I wish I had somebody to talk to. And I'm just like, after I finish talking to God, I'm so much better. And I've had people call me and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I know you were trying to reach out to me. I was busy or whatever, or whatever, whatever. I'm just like, I'm good now. God got my back. I'm good, you guys. Get that energy. Get in that mood. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Give it to him and let him go. Let it go. If you can't, give it to him and let it go. Give it to him and keep giving it to him and just do whatever you feel like you have to do. But be careful with that, you know. And give it to him. He should be your first person that you go to about any and everything. Your first. And sometimes your last. You'll see better results that way. Taking that own advice. But seriously, you guys, remember to love somebody for real, love somebody on purpose. But that comes with self-love and self-worth. While you are loving yourself first, demonstrate that. And I always say this. When you demonstrate self-worth and self-love, it sets the stage and the platform, or it should, to others, how you want to be handled, how you want to be loved for real. If you're out here, you're loving yourself and you're sticking up for yourself and you're speaking up for yourself and you're showing self-worth and dignity and all the other stuff, people take note to that and be like, you know what? He or she ain't messing around. So I know that I'm not going to be able to play this person or, try to, run any game on that person. So self love somebody for real, love somebody on purpose, but it starts with yourself is what I'm trying to say. And when you're doing that, do your best to demonstrate it. You know what I'm saying? Because people will take advantage. And remember that your word is your bond, and that's all you have at the end of the day. Your word is your bond. So you have to stand on it. It's not that hard. Keep it 1,000, not 100. Keep it 1,000. That's what I always say. It's not that hard. Tell the truth. Be honest. If you say you're going to do something for somebody, do it. If not, keep your mouth shut. Your word is your bond. That's a whole nother video. about people saying they, oh, no, I'm gonna help you with this, and I want to, help you with your business, and send you a couple dollars.